Yeah, Josiah's my co-writer as well as producer.
Nice.
And there have been times where, so I usually start with like the vocals and the lyrics, and then he writes instrumentals to them. And there have been times where I'm like, I don't know, like a Bullet, that in my head originally was like a slower, softer song. But then, like, when he started playing what the chords were, I'm like, not what I thought. But, we're going to go with it because I like that experimental side of music.
Yeah, it kind of pushes you to try something different too,
Yeah.
I think, and there's an element where you kind of need to be open to that growth because then that'll,
Yeah, absolutely.
you can only keep going up from there, but yeah, man, what was the process like recording I'm just going to focus on the EP in particular, but like it sounded like live drums. Did you guys?
So it was Like a Bullet was live drums.
Okay.
John Reynolds wrote the drums for that one. Phenomenal drummer. Phenomenal. Like I keep meaning to like hire him more.
Yeah.
But like Shady, for instance, I wanted that more of an industrial sound, so I was like, let's just stick with the plug-in Damage is by far one of my favorite plugins
Nice.
I've ever used. Great cinematic and industrial sounds. But I think as far as the process, Like a Bullet was definitely the most interesting because that one was recorded during the Canada fires.
Cool.
So remember when all that ash came over and, I kind of walked outside, I was like, why is the air spicy?
Yeah.
And
That was rough few weeks.
so both vocal sessions were during when that ash was here. So I was not at the top of my game. I honestly don't know how I pulled off the apart. Like, I don't know. Like, that was luck. Like, that was pure luck. Because what actually happened was the verses were recorded in one session. And then the verses were recorded in one session. The choruses were recorded in a second one. Because during that first session was when the ash first came over. And I was like, there's no way I'm doing those choruses right now. So then we rescheduled. Ash went away. The day we rescheduled, the ash came back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. And it turned out pretty good. I can guarantee you I'm not singing it that high live.
Yeah.
That was cool to do on a recording, but live, like, I'm going to have to take that down
I have a few
bit.
songs that are like that where I'm like,
Yeah.
I was a little too ambitious in the studio.
I was like, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah. But yeah, man, it sounds good. And then I'm guessing Josiah did a lot of the guitars and the bass and stuff and other effects.
Yeah, there are some parts that I played keyboard a little bit. I used to play by ear when I was like 7. I was a badass when I was 7. Like, I'm like, what happened? Is this the same brain? But yeah, so I play some of the parts. Like, I'll write it using MIDI software. And then I'll either play it again in the studio or I'll just... Well, now I can actually send in the MIDI file. There's an app I use called BandLab. And
Nice.
You can do that. You can write it at home, just save the track as a MIDI file, send it out. So I'm going to be experimenting with that a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, like any synth or string part, it's probably me that wrote it.
That's cool.
Sometimes with other parts, I would kind of like hum it just to give an idea of what I wanted. But yeah, he wrote most of the instrumentals.
Yeah, I've been messing around with some MIDI stuff lately too. I got Ableton Live and
Oh, nice.
It's got a ton of stuff in it, and I mostly use it as like a writing tool. Like, okay, let me hear how this guitar sounds when there's drums, some kind of drum beat behind it. But at the end of the day, like if I can get a live drummer in, I want to do that. Or if I think, kind of like you do with the other songs. Sometimes an electronic kit or like that kind of stuff sounds good and works on the song.
It just fits the vibe better.